Hey there nerds, Jim here with my review of Quantum and Woody number 4. Now if you've been paying attention at all, you know I love this basic reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it, because I love the 90s, I love what they're doing with this one. James Asmus has done a fantastic job of just changing it up from what the original was, changing the storyline just a little bit, keeping the funny parts that were in the original, but changing up just a little bit so it's fresh. My favorite thing are the villains. We get 1960s James Bond villains with characters like Hazmat, who, yes, wears basically a hazmat suit. How awesome is that? And Betamax, who's like a cyborg who is stuck in the 1980s technology and is afraid to upgrade in that he'll die. It's hilarious, and that's the humor that this book has. Now, Quantum and Woody are still on the search for who killed their dad and who was after the technology that their father was creating. And that's where they run into the ERA, which we were introduced into the last book, and that stands for Edison's Radical Acquisitions. It's basically a collection of kooky scientists that had interesting inventions, and right now the leader is a woman who invented cloning back in the 1950s. I love how goofy that is. The other great part is we're finally introduced to Darwin the goat. It's one of their inventions. We don't exactly get to see his powers, but we get to see Quantum and Woody freak out at whatever his powers are. I love that because Darwin the goat is from the original, so that's a lot of fun. We wrap up some loose ends here. We find more about the origin of why Woody left in the first place and why there's animosity between the two brothers. I love that. And it goes back to their father basically trying to raise two sons on his own. This book is fantastic. I highly recommend you pick it up. James Asmus is doing fantastic work writing this. I'm going to give this book 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.